Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Psycho Gold, this is Psycho Gold Videos, and today, it's Tuesday, which means it's Monday night for me, as I watch Slime, which means you could technically say that it's Monday night slime time! Which I know you guys have been missing, so we're going to be trying to get back onto my normal schedule. Thank you for those of you who have been sending me well wishes. I seem to be getting different audiences depending on what episodes I mention the fact that I have an injury on my foot. But thank you to those people who were putting it in yesterday's videos. Fingers crossed, we'll be able to get back on track. I'm not going to be able to be back on track straight away, but I'm already getting faster than I have been for the last week. I think you guys may have noticed that. So, last time on Slime, we had Carabadis getting his ass handed to him by Milim in pretty much one shot. We met another Demon Lord, we had a big fight between everybody, and yeah, there was a lot of hype, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this is gonna be unfolding the next part of the storyline. This is obviously episode 20 though. Now I can't remember exactly how many episodes there are, but I think we must be approaching the end of this, guys, which is kind of sad. Like, I'm so used to Monday night being Slime. I think there might be 6 episodes to go. I think there's 26. I could be wrong, there might be 24, but either way, that's still not that many episodes, man, so I'm very curious to see what it's got left in store for us. So let's jump into episode 20 and find out. 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa! Okay. A dinner is served. Oh, we haven't seen that ogre for a long time. Oh, the rest of the dwarves. Nice. Ah, so they're going to be working out how to put the scales into their smithsmanship. That's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, they got that non-aggression pact, which is kind of handy. So they've got almost peace with the demon lords in inverted comma. What? I mean, I get it from the point of view of the anime, but Rimuru doesn't need to cover her up. They're in a female bath. Henshin! Nice. I love the fact that that's what they all said. Yeah, I do worry that she might get manipulated by the other demon lords, but then, you know, they've got Clayman, I think his name was, on their side as well, in inverted commas, so one would hope they'll not, because they'd have to try and manipulate him as well if they wanted to go up against the village, right? Oh! The children finally make an appearance that we've seen in the opening since day 1. Wait, was she talking to him from inside of him? No, it wasn't just a dream. I said when she died that that was going to be what happened, that he would go and find these kids. I was just too soon. Ah, so does that mean Rimuru's going to leave the town behind for a bit? I mean, Jesus, look at it, man. It's so different to how this show started. I mean, I think these guys could handle things without Rimuru for a bit. Oh, okay. I thought he would be taking, you know, Shion or Ninja Boy with him. Whoosh! Ranga's gone! I am really surprised though that it's just him and Ranga going. Wait, what? It's been 2 years since the start of the series. No wonder so much has changed. Yeah, I was wondering how that was going to work, but that makes sense. Sorry, it looked like that was a photo ID type thing with the square, and I'm like, yes, this is me. The full mask, pay no attention to that. I promise you this is me underneath. What? They have automatic doors? That must be magic powered, right? They have a lift as well. Oh, it's a magic lift. Okay. Teleportation technology, damn. Alright, so the humans aren't quite so, not weak is the wrong word, but they've definitely much more advanced than perhaps I'd first thought. Well, he recognizes the mask? Something's not right. Oh! Okay! Clearly he didn't approve! Oh, that's why his office looks so human, because he said, he's Japanese in inverted commas. So that's what happens in the last episode. Just about all the manga and anime you know. Oh lord. Meeting of the otakus. So how long has he been in this world then, I wonder? He's not gonna create actual manga, is he? Another Kamen Rider reference! Like, he did V3 before, but that was V1. Yep, there we go. He just printed manga. Why is he not doing that in general? He can make money that way. This is a waste of my ability. No, it's not. Silence. Damn, look how much he printed. Oh, so he thinks that that's where the myths came from. That's an interesting idea. That some of the monsters from other worlds come through to ours. Oh, what? He's going to be a teacher at the school. Okay. Oh. So we might actually be leaving behind the town for a few while. A few while? Like in English, honest. Oh! Wow, so Hinata's strong. Damn. Yeah, man. Better just keep my mouth shut. Yeah, good plan. What? I'm confused. Oh, okay. So they're... okay, that's gonna make life interesting. Damn. Oh. Great! So, I'm glad this has cheered me up after watching Dorora. I still can't get over the fact that it's been 2 years since the first episode. Okay. Really? You want to try and challenge Rimuru? Okay. I was gonna say, Kenya is giving me very, very strong vibes of other characters. Yeah, I ain't gonna remember all these names. Yeah, Veldora reacted. What? That's interesting. I reckon that guy with the red hair could grow up and be a hell of a hero over in My Hero Academia, you know. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Slime episode 20. Which, yeah, I still have to take a moment to think, wow, episode 20. Okay then. So a lot's changed in this episode. Rimuru has decided to go and find Shizuzan's students, which I'm really not sure about the timeline for. I guess she's had multiple students, and these are the last students that she had before she left, yet they're still somehow there. So yeah, it's a bit confusing for me to try and work out the timelines, but either way, that's what's happening. Rimuru left without any kind of guard or protection other than Ranga, which I know Rimuru doesn't need, but it still surprises me that that he didn't take anyone. I thought he might take, you know, maybe Shion or maybe have the ninja lad shadow him just in case, you know. I know Ranga could technically just go back and forth using the shadow technique, but I don't know, it just seems really weird. Every other time, like, he's tried to leave, the rest have insisted that he take, you know, other people, but maybe they're content to just let it be Ranga. Obviously, this isn't the first time he's left the village, or, well, it's more like a town now, but, you know, he has left before, and, yeah, there wasn't as many people left in charge, so I suppose, reality, the village needs everybody that it has now, because it's so huge, and I keep calling it a village, it's a town. But you know what I mean. It has so many different layers and so much more to it than it did when it started that, you know, everybody now has to pitch in and everybody has their assigned job. So I suppose it's kind of like a game. Once you've done all the upgrades and you've built it as far as this town can go, yes, it can be more, but for right now you've reached the limit. You know, if you leave, it's now self-sufficient. It doesn't need you to micro it. Like, it can survive on its own. And I think that for Rimuru is kind of important. It's like, it's got enough other people. Like he said, Geld, Gabiru, Benimaru, and, you know, you've got the two Riggards, you've got all the other guys in between, and it's like, yeah, man, this place will be fine. I think the highlight of the episode is definitely the fact that he got to meet somebody else who's come from Japan, and obviously he's powerful as well, the Grand Master. The second we saw his office, I was fairly confident that he obviously was from Japan and he was from our world, because all of the stuff he had in his office clearly wasn't relics or mementos of stuff that happened in their world. It's stuff that happened in our world. And I think that just, that moment when he attacked Rimuru, and it's like, wow, okay, they're both pretty strong. And then it was that same phrase, you know, I'm not a bad slime, and it was kind of like, hang on a minute, I know that phrase. And it's like, yeah, I played that game too. And the fact that we then got to see Rimuru kind of like show off his geek knowledge to him and tell him, you know, the endings to TV shows, to video games, to the mangas that he'd been reading. And it was just such a cool moment because, you know, if you're out of the loop for a while, your friends have stopped but you've kept going, and then they start getting back into stuff and you're kind of like, haha, I am the god, what do you want to know? And I think it's kind of cool that in that regards he was not just able to tell him all of this stuff, but then he was actually able to like print out manga for him. So it makes me wonder, they've probably got a permanent ally there, like, you know, the Grand Master of, what was it, the Freedom Alliance, or the Union, the Free Union or something like that? Free Union, that sounds right. You know, that might be another alliance that they have there when Rimuru goes back to Rimuru. And I think that would be very interesting. Like, he's got all these different kind of treaties and alliances, and he's got all these different places and people that he can call on when stuff happens that he doesn't necessarily have the right tool set for. Obviously, the fact that there's so much glass in this city, it's kind of like, oh, so there is a lot more that he can do. And obviously we got that magic teleporter lift, so it's kind of like, okay, so there's still a lot more to learn out in this world. I mean, this is just visiting one human city. There's probably lots of different things happening out there around the world that he can go and find. So I'm assuming that this show will get a second season, like I said, as this one is getting close to the end. So if we're going to see a lot more in the ways of the world in future seasons, I think that'll be very interesting to see the differences in technology. Even if they're not better, even if they're worse, it would just be interesting to see what different races, different towns, different cities have come up with. The storyline about the kids is kind of sad. Like, I didn't think that was going to be like a tragic storyline or anything, but it kind of is. So summons have like a literal expiry date, you know, which kind of makes sense if you think about it from a game point of view. Most summons aren't permanent until they're killed. Most summons only last like 60 seconds, 120 seconds, and it's like these guys have, if they're young, they can't last more than like 5 years, and it's kind of like, oh, well, that sucks. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that, and I'm not really sure what I think of that. Like, I don't know if there's going to be a way that Rimuru might be able to kind of do something about that, or whether it's just a case of there's nothing anybody can do about it, so he's just gonna, you know, teach them and give them an amusing couple of years, however long they've got, just basically living life to the fullest. Because he's not interested in doing some big, overarching, like saving the world storyline or conquering the world storyline, if you want to compare this to Overlord. You know, he just wants to build a town, have friends, be happy, and sit back and live life. And I think that's kind of refreshing. That's one thing I do like about Rimuru, is he's not this big, chosen one destiny guy. He's just a random person who got reincarnated as a slime, and he's just making it up as he goes. He doesn't have a plan half the time. He just happens to have prior experience in a few things like management, for example, in his human life, and he was calm and collected, and he's read a lot of manga, and, you know, he kind of gets how fantasy stuff works, at least in fiction, so he's kind of almost in the right area a lot of the times when it comes to dealing with the other races, at least in this world, which is, you know, really proven to be assets to him. So I would be very interested to see what exactly the storyline of Slime is going to be going forward, especially now that the kids have been introduced. Obviously, they're going to be the main focus for a while, but that's kind of what Slime likes to do. It introduces these new characters for Rimuru to meet, whether they're friends or enemies, quite often. Somehow they seem to end up becoming part of Rimuru's tribe, Rimuru's family, and I think the same thing will happen with these kids, so it won't surprise me at all if he ends up taking them back to Rimuru and they can just, you know, live life. Now, on the flip side of all of that, Milim has gone off to meet the other Demon Lords, and I think there could be a future confrontation. I don't think the Demon Lords are going to necessarily like Rimuru's ideals, Rimuru's ways. Whether or not Milim is going to fight them off, or whether she's going to find the idea of going up against her bestie amusing, like if they trick her, I don't know. But obviously, Clayman is also currently agreed to not take any action against Rimuru, so I can't see him going against his word. But who knows, at the end of the day, we'll have to wait and see. Fingers crossed we'll get to see what's going on with the Demon Lords in the next episode as well, but I'm imagining it's going to mostly focus on the kids that Rimuru's just met, especially since the episode is called Shizu's Students. But yeah, it does make me laugh that the first thing that the students tried to do was hit him with a massive fire spell. I wonder how their personalities are going to be. Like, I can already sense that the main guy that tried to kill him is going to get on my nerves. He just reminds me of Bakugo from My Hero Academia, like the way he looks, the facial expression, his voice, and I'm just like, oh, Rimuru, please put him in his place. No one seems to be able to do that with Bakugo, but you can do that to this kid. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me for this one. I thoroughly enjoyed this week's episode. I actually think I might have enjoyed it a little more than I did last week's, even though last week's was a big fight episode against Carabadis, but I don't know. I think I did. Maybe I'm just in a better mood. I don't know. Either way, guys, if you enjoyed this reaction, give it a thumbs up, drop comments down below letting me know what you thought of it. If you're new, consider subscribing. Ring that bell to stay notified, because YouTube just doesn't seem to be able to work for more than 10 seconds at the moment, so if you haven't ever rung that bell and you are subscribed, I would highly recommend it, because I post videos when I'm feeling okay, a good fair amount, and I get a lot of comments asking me for said videos when they've been up for a couple weeks. So yeah, if you're not getting the notifications when you haven't clicked that bell, I'd recommend it. And if you have clicked that bell, I don't know if it makes any difference, but some people have said that they've turned it off and they've turned it back on and they've started getting notifications more. Still not all of them, but they've been getting more of them, so maybe try that. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this one. I hope you guys have a great day with whatever you're doing. And as always, my name is Psycho Gold, and I will see you in my next video. Psycho Gold, out.